Hi guys, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please do subscribe. Thank you for your support. Alexa, what's the time please?
It's 12:13 p.m.
So, let's update people. I've just been in my flat basically. I took Max for a walk about 10 past 10. Got back about 11ish or near 11 a.m. The cleaners had been in the building and cleaned because there was a blue dustpan holder holding the back door open. So I've come back in my flat and it's been pretty just normal, and that's the way I like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook myself a Rustler's chicken burger. So I'm going to cook myself a Rustler's chicken burger. So you've got to remove the burger from the packaging, pop the bun in the toaster, and the patty in the microwave heating on full power. Rebuild your burger, squeeze over the mayo and enjoy. And it's a sesame seeded bun. Wheat, sesame are the allergens, and milk. So it's got a sesame seeded bun, water, rapeseed oil, sesame seeds, sugar, salt, yeast, preservative, and it goes on with all the E numbers. So it's full of E numbers. So you pop the bun in the toaster and the bun for 1 minute 25 seconds. So let's have a go. I usually don't manage to do this perfect. Usually the bun, the pate bit, is over the bun itself is like sometimes slightly overcooked. So we'll have a go at it. 125 it said, didn't it? For the pate. 2 minutes. Right, so we're going to get the bun and the burger on the go. Alexa, puzzler.
Good morning. Welcome back to Puzzler. If you upgrade to Puzzler Premium, you can get more free hints as well as lots of new puzzles.
You have rewards waiting. We're offering a 7-day free trial to our 9x9 crosswords. Do you want to take our special offer now?
No.
Would you like to hear more?
No.
Main menu. Would you like to play your daily crossword or hear the high scores?
Daily crossword.
Okay, here is the quick crossword of the day.
Flood prevention wall. 4 letters.
What was that? Flood prevention wall. Alexa, next.
Okay, we'll skip this clue.
Cutting tool. There's 5 letters.
Alexa, knife.
Time for the next question.
Strange. Blank blank. I. Blank blank. It has 5 letters.
Alexa, weird.
Time for the next clue.
Marine steering gear. Blank. E. Blank blank. 4 letters.
I'll do my burger while I try to do that as well. So that, ouch, that's hot. That only went in for a minute, it's boiling. What have we got here? A marine steering gear. Alexa, next.
Okay, we'll skip this clue.
Daybreak. Blank blank. W. Blank.
Alexa,
There's 4.
dawn. D-A-W-N, dawn.
You're 50% complete. Next clue.
Round Dutch cheese with a red rind. blank, D, blank blank. 4-letter word.
Alexa, Edam.
Here's the next one.
Flood prevention wall.
Alexa,
Blank.
Dyke.
Nice stuff. Here's the final clue.
Marine steering gear. Blank. E, blank.
Alexa, Beam.
Crossword complete.
You did it in 2 minutes, 7 seconds. This was your 30th fastest time for daily crosswords.
Main menu. Would you like to hear the high scores, open shop, or exit game?
High scores.
Would you like to hear the daily or premium high scores?
Daily.
You're currently 281st on the daily high scores, with a time of 1 minute, 4 seconds, 243 milliseconds. You are 0 seconds behind your nearest rival, lovingly helpful Sea Squirt. Would you like to hear the daily high scores again?
No, Alexa, exit. So I'm still behind Sea Squirt. Sea Squirt. Right, this is a chicken burger with creamy mayonnaise. Rustlers. Chicken burger with creamy mayonnaise. I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee to go with this. Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
Get away with it. Let us help you try to get your money back. We listen, we care, we win.
City Volkswagen.
Hi, I want to inquire about your Volkswagen spring sale event.
Sure, we've got great offers on Polos, Golfs and T-Rocks.
Alexa,
Really?
Yes.
Alexa, stop. I mean, we all know adverts are annoying. Let me just make my coffee. I'm going to put the radio back on again and taste my lovely chicken burger. So I'm here at my flat by myself with my lovely chihuahua. We've been for a walk. It's a nice sunny day. I've been doing some washing and I've been doing some washing up. It actually feels like to have a normal day. Normal, completely normal, with no interference, complete relaxation, and just getting on and be able to do things. I'm just going to treat myself to a jelly baby, a green one. Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
Ben Kentish to pick over the bones of PMQs. Did you get anything right, Ben?
No, James. She came out with 2 different ones.
Yes,
So
housing. But she did, as I suggested she might, reference some of these outrageous outbursts or associations undertaken by relatively senior Conservative MPs. But we should begin with an overview. Certainly for the first half, that was among the worst I've ever seen PMQ.
I thought, to kind of be totally honest, it was absolutely dire.
Yeah.
I thought Angela Rayner failed to land a blow. Oliver Dowden sort of battered them away, but really didn't look particularly assured or particularly impressive either. It was really, really low standard.
Why was he talking about Jeremy Corbyn in answer to the first question? It's usually a sign of desperation. If Synak's on the road, really sort of break glass, release the ghost of Corbyn.
He had a script that he was determined to read out, whatever was asked. Angela Rayner asking about the local council elections and Oliver Dowden's resignation under Boris Johnson for council election results that were worse, that were not as bad as the ones that we've had in the last few weeks. Slight difference, James, was Oliver Dowden was chairman of the Conservative Party with actual responsibility for these things back when he resigned, whereas now he's Cabinet Office Minister with not so much responsibility. But you're right, in response he read out a script about the things that Jeremy Corbyn said he wanted to do, and Angela Rayner's insistence that Jeremy Corbyn should and would be the next Prime Minister. It didn't relate to the question at all, it didn't work, but then the question particularly wasn't the best in the first place either. It was really, really low standard all round.
And then the second intervention from Angela Rayner felt like a speech.
I don't
think there was a question mark. Well, it'd be interesting to see whether Hansard have a question mark.
Yes, I don't see how they can, because there was nothing resembling a question in it. It was a sort of rambling monologue about the failures of the Tory government as Angela Rayner saw them. Oliver Dowden responded saying, I don't think there was a question in there.
No?
It was really strange. It was really strange, James. Lots of sort of...
Was it rush of blood to their territory, do you think? Because they don't get... I mean, she doesn't get it very often, and therefore on this occasion she was trying to cram a quart into a pint pot.
Yeah,
she was trying to do too much in the time available.
It felt to me like her and her team had sat down and said, right, what can we ask? They'd had about 5 topics banded around, and someone had said, oh, well, hang on, why don't we just go with all of them? And in the end, you were right, she talked quite a lot about the National Conservatism Conference and the things that Jacob Rees-Mogg and Danny Kruger and Miriam Cates, Tory MPs, had said at that conference. But it didn't form a question. It was sort of shoehorned into her questions about the Tories' records or NHS waiting. I think the point she was trying to make was that rather they're sort of talking to themselves and attending these, quite right-wing, sort of US-style, Republican Party-style conferences when they should be getting on with managing the country and they should be getting on with tackling child poverty and the NHS waitings. But that wasn't really made clear in her questions at all, and so it just felt slightly sort of tangential to the points she was trying to make.
Julie wonders whether Sunak has picked Dowden to do this in order to make himself look less bad.
Could be said of both leaders today, I think, to be fair.
Probably could. Although this texter disagrees, Angela Rayner should lead the Labour Party. She has so much fire and delivers it 100 times better than Starmer. And now, a little earlier than usual, but partly for the reasons that you have already picked apart, we turn to Mhairi Black, standing in for Stephen Flynn as the leader of the SNP. And I don't know if you were listening to this show yesterday, but we crossed a bit of a Rubicon. Obviously, in the past, I have been known to talk about Brexit a bit, Ben.
Have you?
And I have also created a safe space for people who are regretting or even perhaps repenting their vote in 2016. But yesterday was different. Yesterday, after Farage came out and said it was a failure, what is usually a trickle was quite a flood. And it speaks to the fact that Mhairi Black went straight in on it, and Labour still can't go near it.
Yeah, and Angela, as I say, Angela Rayner could have done, because Keir Starmer has been very clear today that Labour wants to renegotiate the deals. So at some point, James, surely Labour is going to have to feel comfortable, confident in expressing what its policy is, which is we're not leaving, we're not rejoining the single market and the customs union, but we do want to renegotiate the deal to make it work better. Which is it's a clear policy
in all but name, I think, because looking at the rules of origin stuff, it's not quite as simple as Brexit's broken the car industry, not least because the electric car industry is constantly evolving. But they're going to, why would the EU reopen negotiations with a third country at all unless there was meaningful movement on the table from Labour's point of view?
There would have to be, and that might partly explain why they're so reluctant to talk about it, because it begs the question, okay, what are you going to give away?
Yeah.
And even I
What's
thought
in it for us? It's the first thing you say when you sit down at that kind of negotiation.
It was why, this caution, this sort of paranoia almost about talking about it, was what made Keir Starmer's sort of semi-announcement about giving EU citizens voting rights this weekend slightly surprising, because it goes very much against the direction of travel that Labour's basically trying to reassure everyone at every step that there will be no backsliding on Brexit. Then he comes out and sort of says that, and leaves the door open to the attack, that is the first step towards a sort of much closer relationship with Europe. And yet, even then, James seemed to back away from it. Today. So it's not policy, it's not a priority, and so on. So even when they do come out with something that it seems like a sort of clear step in the direction of a more a closer alliance with Europe, within days they've seemed to back away from it.
I suppose in the defence of the policy tactic, call it what you will, it's the Ming vase across the ice rink territory, really, isn't it? And why would he draw attention to it if everything at the moment, the numbers are right back up, aren't they, to where they were before that so-called wobble? Why draw attention to something that does remain toxic? It doesn't land like it used to, though. There's a couple of things that Dowden did there The first was, I mean, references to Brexit as being people might want to reverse it. I mean, it might play well with Conservative backbenchers. It clearly doesn't play well with the country because the polling is there to show the numbers that want to return, never mind renegotiate. And then with Murray back, he talks about them having been in power for 13 years. I mean, I did a double take at that point. Do you think he did? He had that little kind of, oh God, I just said that out. What a mo. Why? Because of course, for anyone not paying attention, so have the Tories.
It was a slightly strange thing to say. As was, I think, this line about the fastest growth in the G7, when the prediction is for the slowest growth, not the G7 and the G20 next year.
Yeah.
And as Murray Black pointed out, we're looking to the biggest fall in living standards on record. Food prices we learned this week going up and up. She pointed out the sluggish economy, the shortage of workers, and those are the sort of problems that people are feeling. Those are the problems that people are experiencing. So I do think this sort of statistical defence.
Well, it's not true either. Ed Conway at Sky has picked up on this. It's technically true if you're talking exclusive.
Guys, I've had enough of that. That burger was delicious. I actually didn't overcook it, so the bun was perfect. It was soft and not hard at the bottom. I especially like the creamy mayonnaise. Yeah, so I've just eaten a burger. What I'm doing is I'm having a breakfast and I'm having small little snacks. And I will have, that was my main dinner for today. And I'll have small snacks up to 6 o'clock. And then I won't eat anything else afterwards, or try not to. I had a bowl of custard last night because that's not actually hard, solid food. Because I'm suffering from chronic heartburn after I eat. A lot of the food that we have today is full of additives. And it's hard to eat some of it. Some of the crisps now, like, rip your gums. They're so hard, aren't they? And I find it hard to chew my food, so I have to make sure I keep chewing and chewing and chewing so it's really, really tiny, and not swallow it in large lumps because it gives me heartburn. And so I've had a nice burger, I've had a nice cup of coffee, and I'm completely relaxed and at home and normal. And that's what I want life to be like, normal. Just like everybody else is. Right, and I'm happy with that. I don't want to go out and do stupid things. I don't want nasty things to happen. I just want my life to be normal, so that I can go outside and just be left alone and left to my own devices without silly scenarios going on which aren't funny at all. Not to either party, really. So guys, enjoy the rest of this lovely day. I'm going to get on with some washing, and I'll probably watch TV, listen to some music, and relax and not get stressed, because the major factor that was causing me to get seriously ill was stress. Worrying about what people were thinking about me, worrying this and worrying that. And it really doesn't matter at all, because nobody really cares, nobody's really looking at you, and nobody's really listening. It's just my mind, like, overthinking and making a mountain out of a molehill. If you just completely walk past it and ignore it, I mean, it goes away, doesn't it? If you make a silly situation into something big, it's going to cause you stress. So maybe the same things are going on, but I'm just not noticing them anymore. Just walk straight past it and just carry on with my life. And that's what I'm doing, and you don't feel that stress. It can give you a stomach ulcer, it can make you feel extremely ill, it can give you a heart attack. Stress can. Just deal with it as it comes as well. Don't worry about something tomorrow, because you've got to get through today. There's no point worrying about tomorrow. There ain't. People don't know if they're going to make it to tomorrow, so why worry about it? I'm just getting on with what's going on right now, at this second, this minute. I'm not worried about what's happened or what's going to happen. Just in the present. And that's how I'm dealing with things. I'm happy myself.